Bro, I'm fucking sick right now, bro. Like, I'm actually sick. Look at this shit. Like, we cannot be serious right now. Celtics Nation, what are we doing? We just gave up one of our best players, our second best player, to the team that beat us 2 months ago. I don't get it. And we get Paul George in 2 picks. We got fleeced. Absolutely fleeced. Brad Stevens is the first ever GM to have CTE. I swear. Like this, you never do this. This is worse than the Luka trade, arguably. Because at least with the Luka trade, they got Anthony Davis, who's better than Paul George, arguably. Right? He was younger. Yeah, he wasn't as old. You got some picks there, but Jaylen Brown, like his contract is one of the most expensive in the league, and you get freaking Paul George out of that in picks. Are we serious, Brad Stevens? Your first mistake as a GM was trading Anthony Simons for Vucevic. Okay, we can let that slide because we needed a center at the time. Ideally, we should have never made that trade. All right, we would have beat the Sixers if we had Anthony Simons, but I digress. This is the biggest mistake that he has done since being a GM. He's only made two. This is the second one, other than the Simons trade. You trade for Paul George, who's 37, however old he is. When we already have a Paul George, we have Jason Tatum, who's better than Paul George. I'll say it. He's better than Paul George ever was. You could say Jason Tatum is better than 2019 MVP Paul George when he placed like third in MVP. Yeah, I said it. Yeah, yeah. I would say 2025 Tatum is better than 2019 Paul George. You can make that argument. Sure, you can. But we traded for Paul George when we already have Tatum, who can do everything that Paul George could do, but better. And we just gave up Jaylen Brown to our, not just Eastern Conference, we gave him up to our rivals who are in the same division as us. The Knicks just won a championship, and we got Mitchell Robinson out of that, which is good, and we got Mike Conley so far. I thought Brad Stevens was going to cook. I thought we were going to run it back with this team, but no. We just had to trade Jaylen Brown. Why? Why? I'm contemplating burning my Jaylen Brown gear or buying 76ers Jaylen Brown merch. I'm a Jaylen Brown fan. He's been my favorite player on this team since I started watching the Celtics again in 2022. Right, I took a break right from middle school from like 2019, right, watching the Kyrie Irving era Celtics. The 2020 Celtics to 2022, where I started watching them consistently when they made the finals. Jaylen Brown's been my favorite player because, just like Kyrie's one of my favorites, because he speaks out against the media, against narratives. He declined a Nike shoe deal to make his own shoe brand, his own clothing brand. He speaks up about what's right. He does so much good for the community, right? He's done so much for the community where last year when I went to his 7-for-1 pop-up, he got everybody pizza standing in line in the rain. He goes to different schools in Boston. He donates. He has foundations. He's an NBPA president, like vice president. What more can you ask for from him? He gave all to his. He left it all in the court. He gave it all to the city. And what does the team do? They betray him. They trade him. I like Jaylen Brown because he stands up against Palestine, right? He speaks up against the media, right? Putting a narrative, Stephen A. That's why they traded him. Because teams are scared to have players that can speak up like this. Just look at Kyrie Irving with the Nets. He didn't want to get the back. I don't want to get this video. Do you want to? He didn't want to get the jab, right? So they stopped. They didn't let him play. He had to sit out games. That's why I like Kyrie and Jaylen Brown. They're my favorite players in the NBA. You don't see LeBron doing that. LeBron's a puppet. right? He doesn't speak up about anything. Look at DJ Khaled. DJ Khaled doesn't speak up about Palestine. He's Palestinian. It's crazy. But that's why I like Jaylen Brown, because he speaks up. He speaks the truth. Him and Kyrie. And that's why they had to get rid of him, because there was some tension going on in there. He led the Celtics to a playoff appearance without Tatum. And this is how they do him. This is unbelievable. This is unbelievable. I don't know what to say right now. So, first ever Celtics game I'm going to go to. Once the schedule releases, I'm buying tickets to the first home game we play the 76ers. And I'm going to be straight hating on the 76ers. I'm not going to hate Jaylen Brown, though. Obviously, I'm going to keep supporting him. I'm going to be a Jaylen Brown fan for my whole life. Like I said, he's my favorite player on the Celtics team because of his beliefs and everything. And for them to do him like this, trade him for a bag of chips, is unreal. It's just crazy. Like, I don't know what Brad Stevens is doing. We should just... Who's worse, Brad Stevens or John Henry? I don't know. You can figure that out. This is sick right here. This is sickening. 2 firsts and 2 seconds. This is... You don't do this. You don't do stuff like this. Not even in 2K will this trade be allowed. You cannot even do this in 2K. And he averaged career highs, mind you. We trade him. Just like Luka averaged career highs. He took the team to the finals the year before he got traded. And look what they did to him. I'm sick right now. I'm sick. Ever since these Jaylen Brown trade rumors, right, the media's been pushing out this agenda, the anti-Jaylen Brown agenda. I've been kind of uneasy. And this, this past couple of days when I seen, we signed Mike Conley, Mitch Robinson, I'm like, okay, maybe, he might not get traded. Looks like we're going to make a deep playoff run that we're building right now. But no, we trade away Jaylen Brown. So I don't know. I really don't know. He hasn't even spent 10 seasons here yet. This would have been his 10th season as a Celtic. And we just trade him to the team that beat us, our rivals. This is like... the Lakers sending Luka to the Warriors, for example. Yeah, literally. Perfect. Great analogy. Pat on the back for me. Wow. I was actually hyped about this offseason. I just dropped a video a couple hours ago. Kawhi back to the Raptors. LeBron can sign with Cleveland, possibly. But then something like this has to happen. I don't know. I'm sick. I'm sick right now. Like, I really don't know what to do. You best believe Jaylen Brown items are going to go on sale at the Celtics team store and at where I work at Dick's. So, I definitely will be buying a bunch of that stuff. I'll buy some authentic jerseys from Jaylen Brown. And then I'll buy some stuff at Dick's as well. But this is unacceptable. I mean, you don't do this. I'm going to buy Jaylen Brown's merch. I'm going to buy his shoes, his brand. I'm going to continue to support him, right? When I go to that Philly game in Boston, right? I'm going to be clapping. I'm going to be cheering for Jaylen Brown. Yeah, I'm going to be cheering for him. You have nobody that's doing this in the NBA right now, speaking up for what's right, besides Kyrie. They try to silence him. They try to push agendas. And this is how they treat him, the front office. Yeah, I mean, look at Kobe Bryant. They got him, right? He was literally days away from launching his own league in China, his own basketball league. Do you know how crazy that would have been? Kobe Bryant being the head of his own, having his own basketball league in China. Everyone knows Kobe. But they silenced him by, the helicopter crash. Rest in peace. He was going to launch his own company too, believe it or not, for like shoes and stuff. So they had to, end it right there because they don't want, China has 5 times, 6 times our population. And that would have taken over the world. Kobe Bryant would have had his own league in China. They would have surpassed the NBA. So they had to silence him. So I feel for Jaylen Brown. The whole city right now is bleeding right now. It's not good. It's not green, right? We're not bleeding green right now. We're bleeding red. So I don't know. I don't know. I, I have no motivation to watch the Celtics right now. Like seriously, I'm literally thinking about just not even watching the team. Like there's no motivation. I understand with Marcus Smart because it was like a win now move, and we actually won the championship the year after. That's fine, right? We could do without Marcus Smart. He's not a superstar like Tatum or Brown, but he was one of our key pieces. He was an X factor. Sure, I understand, but to trade Jaylen Brown, are you out of your mind? That's like trading Ronaldo to like Barcelona in 2018 when they just won the Champions League. It's like you don't do that, right? So I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how to feel about this. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Yo, there's like no point in living anymore. If I'm being honest, bro, no point in being a Celtics fan after this. The city is like dark right now. Like there's no. I can't even explain it. There's no passion anymore for Boston. We traded Rafael Devers. We traded Brad Marchand to the Panthers. So it's like, what are we even doing at this point? You know, and Jaylen Brown's gone too. And we lost Stephon Diggs. So which we lost Tom Brady a couple years ago. It's sick. So my thing is this. I hope that honestly, I hope the 76ers win the championship. I hope Jaylen Brown can get a ring and prove the haters wrong. Yep, I said it. Coming from a Celtics fan, I hope the Sixers can win a ring and Embiid can get that ring, right? I hope Maxey can get a ring. Edged home as much as I hate them. I hope they can get a championship this year. I really do. They're the best team in the East right now. Sixers. The Celtics are like bottom five. But by bottom five, I mean like top five, but we're number five in the East. The Knicks are better. The Sixers are better. The Heat are better. We're like below all those teams. So I don't know. And we know playoff P. Paul George. He's not even. He doesn't show up in the playoffs. Jaylen Brown actually steps up in the playoffs, right? You're supposed to step up in the playoffs like normally players do, but Paul George, he takes a step down, and he's injured. So I'm going to be booing the shit out of Paul George. I don't care. I would have rather had LeBron on our team, if I'm being honest. If you send Jaylen Brown to the Lakers, I would have been happy. You know, we get LeBron James, but no. We have Paul George on our team. This is like our version, our 9/11 right here. This is Gen Z's 9/11, arguably. I said it. Just how the millennials, the Gen X's, they had 9/11, September 2001. This is NBA's version. This is our version of 9/11 right here. This is arguably worse than 9/11. So, hey, I don't know what to say, man. Celtics Nation, just, yo, we gotta slime Brad Stevens out. I'm sorry, bro. We gotta bully this man so bad that he has to resign from being GM. Honestly, that's the only way I see it. The only compensation we can get is if we can fire Brad Stevens. That's it. Get rid of him. I don't want to see his face anymore. No. And Joe Mazzulla needs to change his coaching style. If not, he can get out too. He can go on the same. He can join Jaylen Brown over there in Philly. Because the Mazzulla ball is not working anymore. After 2025, after this last playoff run where we made no adjustments, Mazzulla ball, done. It worked in 2023, kind of, right? Because we were coming off Ime Udoka. It worked in 24 when we won the ring, and in 25 it worked as well. It's not working right now. It's not going to work. Mazzulla ball. You got to change it up a little bit. 15 minutes of yapping. I think I said what I had to say. I got everything off my chest. Yeah, I'm just at a loss of words right now. I don't know what to say.